Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Fort Lee High School. The setting for today's softball matchup between the visiting Garfield Boilermakers and the Fort Lee Bridgemen. Garfield comes into the game 3-13 overall on the season, while Fort Lee is 6-10 overall. This is going to be the first meeting between these two sides in quite some time. Last meeting came on May 3rd, 2013. Fort Lee won that game 9-8. As they will be trying to take down the Boilermakers here on Fort Lee Senior Day. As the Bridgemen will honor their senior members of their team, Joelle Park, Rachel Hum, Luciana Casal, and So Jung Won, for their contributions over the course of their high school careers to this Fort Lee softball program. The Bridgemen are going to be looking for their fourth win of the season here at home, and their first home victory since a 15-0 win over Palisades Park back on April 26. The Bats came alive in a big way in their last game, as they were coming off a victory against Manchester Regional yesterday, 23-4, a team that plays in the same division as Garfield. So Fort Lee with this matchup of against an NJIC opponent in the Boilermakers, stepping out of the Big North American Division as well as the Big North Conference for today's activities. So it's a great way to try to close out the regular season. Fort Lee did not qualify for the postseason this year, so they will not be playing in the NJSI tournament, which just came out with their softball seeding and brackets here earlier today. And the same could be said for Garfield. So they're just trying to finish off their season in style and honor their seniors here on Senior Day. Garfield arrived to the field a little later than usual, so this game, which was scheduled for a 4:15 start time, is probably going to get underway closer to 4:45 start time. So we thank you for staying with us and being patient as usual, as the Bridgemen have now taken to the field as they're donning their home orange uniforms with the orange tops, orange socks with black pants and black numerals outlined in white. Michelle Kim, number 9, the junior, is going to take the circle and once again be the starting pitcher here today for Fort Lee. So we'll get to the Fort Lee lineup. Starting in the outfield, it's going to be Francesca Lapino, who's going to be in left field. In center field, Caitlin Park. In right field, Rachel Hum. Third base is going to be So Jung Won. At short, Luciana Casal. At second base, Olivia Hausman. And at first base, it's going to be Serena Hopp. And doing the catching is going to be Ava Lee Castillo. As we move along in the month of May, about to get underway here again today on Senior Day here at Fort Lee. 68 degrees and cloudy weather as we get to the opening pitch this afternoon. Fort Lee 3-3 at home this season. Their last home game was an 8-3 defeat on Monday against Ridgeville Park in Big North American Division play. So now let's meet the Garfield lineup. Leading off is going to be the pitcher, Raquel Guillen, number 12. Zenaida Rodriguez, the left fielder, hitting second. Taylor Peterson, the shortstop, hitting third. Samantha Boren, the first baseman, hitting fourth. Jade Rodriguez hitting fifth and playing in center field. Jelena Ibrahim hitting sixth and playing at second. Amber Bach-Beltre hitting seventh and playing in right field. Tanya Tyson, the designated player, hitting eighth. And Zanea Riveros, the third baseman, hitting ninth. Garfield is in their all-road black with purple. And here's the first pitch of the game, as that's going to be taken for a strike. Strike number 1 for Michelle Kim, the junior, number 9, going against Raquel Guillen, who's going to be her opposing pitcher as well here today. As that's bounced away from Castillo, as Guillen will even the count now at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be popped up down the right field side. That'll just be a foul ball for Guillen. Garfield in search of their first road victory of the season. 0-9 so far this spring, as Kim will have the ground ball down to the third base side, and once again, that's going to be a foul ball. The two head coaches for their respective sides, in charge of the Boilermakers, it's Samantha Belmonte and Bill Straub, the head man here at Fort Lee. So again, the 1-2. That pitch is taken low for a ball. It's now 2-2. Kim was hurt by her walks given up in the opening innings against Ridgefield Park the other day. That's a ground ball, just gets by her. It's going to be handled, though, by the infield. A nice stretch there by Hop at first, and that will retire Raquel Guillen. So the ground ball out, and now the first hitter is retired in order for Garfield. One away with nobody on base here in the first. As that first pitch thrown inside, or to the outside, I should say, for a ball, 1-0. Zenaida Rodriguez, the left fielder, stepping in from the right side. She hits the 1-0 pitch in foul territory down the first base side. Hop not able to get over in time. It's now 1-1. One away with nobody on base here. Top of the first inning again, starting about a half an hour behind schedule. What was supposed to be a 4:15 start time has turned into a 4:45 start time. There's another pop-up. This one will fall right in front of the left side. And that will be a base hit. So that one just fell in front of Lapino over in left field, and that's going to be the first hit of the ball game for Rodriguez and also for her team, as Garfield has a runner on base with one out here in the top of the first inning. A single to shallow left field gets Rodriguez on base. First ball swinging, fouling that one behind the cage. The shortstop, Taylor Peterson, number 11. 1-0 count now against Peterson. So the Boilermakers with a runner on first with one away here to scoreless start to this game in the first inning. Chasing after that one. Again, a pop-up. Trying to come back and trying to make the play was Hausman, but it trickled off her glove. Now rounding second, trying to head down to third. Aggressive base running in safely. Down at third base is Rodriguez. Heading into second base behind her is Peterson. That was going to be a tough play for Hausman, the second baseman, to try to range backwards, kind of with her back to home plate. Trying an over-the-shoulder catch, but the second baseman not able to make the play. Now the last two hitters are on safely for Garfield. Runners at second and third now with one out in the inning, as Garfield is threatening for the first runs of the day. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop side. That's going to be handled by the third baseman, one. So the run does score, but the second out is procured in the process. Now the runner is down at third. So an RBI ground out by the fourth place hitter, first baseman Samantha Boren, give her the RBI. And Garfield has jumped out to a 1-0 lead, so a productive inning already here for the visitors. Now it's going to be a bunt in the air, and Castillo try to range over, make a save with her glove. Just got away from her in foul territory, so it stays at now 0-1 the count. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Again, trying to foul that one away, and now it's going to be 0-2 on a pair of foul tips from Jade Rodriguez, the center fielder. Zenaida Rodriguez got a single to shallow left field. Taylor Peterson with a bloop double to right field. And an RBI ground out by Samantha Boren has produced the opening run of the game for Garfield. Now Jade Rodriguez with an RBI opportunity here with a runner down at third with 2 outs in the inning. 1-2 count for Michelle Kim. Swing and a miss, strike three. Michelle Kim retires Rodriguez to end the inning. But Garfield scratches out an opening run of this game after back-to-back hits. A ground ball ground out to third base by Samantha Boren produces the game's first run. We head to the bottom of the first here in Fort Lee with Garfield leading the Bridgmen 1-0. So we go to the bottom of the first inning here on Senior Day at Fort Lee. Now let's meet the Bridgmen starting lineup today. So-Jung Wong, one of the seniors. She'll be leading off and playing at third base. Rachel Hum, another fellow senior, playing in right field and hitting in the 2 spot. Luciana Casal, the senior shortstop, hitting third. Hitting fourth, the catcher, Avilee Castillo. Hitting fifth, the pitcher, Michelle Kim. Hitting sixth, the center fielder, Caitlin Park. Hitting seventh, the first baseman, Serena Hopp. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, Olivia Hausman. And hitting ninth, the designated player, number 13, Tori Goris. And they will be going against Raquel Guillen, the starting pitcher for Garfield, number 12. Guillen has already been staked to a 1-run advantage. First pitch and first ball swinging is one. One is going to sail that deep to right field, and that's going to be caught on the play by Back Beltry. Well, Beltray, makes that catch. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the bottom of the first inning. As So-Jung Won flew out to deep right field. That brings up Rachel Hum, the right fielder. Off-speed windmill pitch there from Guillen, missing to the outside, 1-0. Hum hitting from the right side. She'll slash that one to the second baseman, and that's going to be a 4-3 ground out, and quickly the first 2 Fort Lee batters are retired in their first plate appearances of the day. On the 4-3 putout, 2 outs with no one on base for Luciana Casal. Casal has been one of the leaders for this program the last couple of seasons, now being honored here on her senior day. Casal with a healthy cut at that time, topping that ball off to the side. It's going to be a foul ball, 0-1 against Casal. She has helped lead her team to 6 wins this season after Fort Lee managed to produce only 2 wins all of last spring. As that pitch is taken outside and off the plate for a ball to even the count now at 1-1. As Casal will rope that one deep to the left field side. That's going to be a base hit. Goes away from Zenaida Rodriguez. As Casal will leg out a 2-out double for Fort Lee here in the bottom of the first inning. Get the first hit of the day for the Bridgmen. And now the tying run is in scoring position with still 2 outs in the inning after Luciana Casal roped one down the left field line for an extra base hit. Avilee Castillo, the catcher, now stepping in, as that'll be a called strike across the plate. Castillo, a freshman. A lot of potential for her in years to come for Fort Lee. Takes that one low and inside that time. 1-1 the count. Casal down at second base after the double down the left field line with 2 outs in the inning. There's going to be another strike granted to Guillen. She's done wonders with the off-speed pitches here. Kind of looping off-speeds that have caught a couple of these Fort Lee hitters by surprise. That time the fastball trying to sneak it by Castillo, but She fouls it down the first base side. It remains 1-2. Castillo can keep this inning going. That would bring up the pitcher, Michelle Kim. Kim, who's normally the leadoff hitter for this Bridgman side, hitting in the 5 spot here this afternoon. The 1-2. Taken for a called third strike. That seemed a little bit low, but the umpire, at least in that at-bat, was consistent in calling that a strike each and every time. 3 strikes on the outside corner, and Castillo is retired. So Casal's double keeps her at second base, and that'll end the scoring threat for Fort Lee. We head to the top of the second inning. Garfield on top of Fort Lee by a score of 1-0. You're watching Fort Lee Athletics here on the home for Fort Lee Athletics, the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. We head to the top of the second inning here at Fort Lee. Garfield leading the Bridgman by a score of 1-0. An RBI ground down by Samantha Boren brought in the lone run of the game so far. Outside corner, there's a strike against Jolina Ibrahim, the second baseman, with her first plate appearance of the afternoon. Ibrahim hitting from the right side. That one's a dribbler right back to the pitcher, Kim. Underhands it over to Hop for the putout. 1 away to begin inning number 2. That brings up the right fielder, number 7, Amber Beltre. Beltre will pop that one off. Foul territory to the right side. 0-1 the count now against her. That pitch miss wide. Even in the count at 1-1. Another pop-up. Just rolls now. They go out of play for a foul ball. In the game earlier this week against Ridgefield Park, as I mentioned, Kim struggled in the beginning, but then found her groove and found her footing late in the game, putting up a couple of zeros in a row. But Ridgefield Park had done their damage early on, and it was only in the bottom of the 7th that we saw Fort Lee put together some offensive spurts. As now Kim retires another batter via the strikeout. As back Beltre will foul tip that one into the catcher's mitt. She'll go down swinging. Second strikeout of the afternoon now for Michelle Kim. And there's 2 away with no one on base here in the top of the second inning. After Ibrahim grounded out, and now a strikeout. As that one will be skipped in the dirt wide for a ball against the new hitter and number 2, Tanya Tyson. Tyson, the designated player. And now it looks like rain starting to come down here. A little bit of a sun shower as it is brightly shining. As this kind of came out of nowhere. as that's going to be hit into center field. That'll be a base hit. So Tyson will get a hit here with 2 outs. It's just a passing quick shower, hopefully, here in Fort Lee. Third hit of the day now for Garfield, as that'll bring up now the 9th place hitter in the lineup for the Boilermakers, as that's going to be a swinging strike. Zanea Riveros, the third baseman. As again, it's just passing showers right now in your picture. That's going to be a ground ball over to the first base side. Serena Hopp came off the bag and threw it underhand to the second baseman, Houseman. So with the sun brightly shining and just a little precipitation moving through, Fort Lee does end that top of the second inning without allowing a run. We head to the bottom of the second, and it remains a 1-0 lead for Garfield. So with the rain starting to come down a little harder now, we go to the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 lead for Garfield. Throughout the course of the day, it's been a bit of a mist in northern New Jersey, but as you can see on your screen there, it's starting to come down a little harder now, but nothing that won't keep these girls from playing, especially with this mostly turf field. Michelle Kim is leading things off here in the bottom of the second inning for Fort Lee, as Guillen dribbles that one behind home plate for a ball. Now 2-1 the count against Michelle Kim. Again, she's been normally the leadoff hitter, but seeing that it's senior day, they had a couple of seniors starting things off as the first 3 hitters in the lineup here today for Fort Lee. Umpire going over to, I would assume, talk a little bit and get maybe a fresh softball. Again, there weren't threats of storms in the forecast here today, so hopefully this is nothing more than just a passing sun shower, as Guillen has struggled to get her control to start off this bottom of the second inning. 3-1. That time it's sent down the right field side for a base hit. The throw to first not in time, as that was a close play, as Kim hit that so hard down the right field line that it allowed the right fielder to maybe have a chance to throw her out still at first. But Kim was hustling her way down the bag. Second hit of the game for Fort Lee, and now the leadoff hitter is on to start the second inning. That brings up Caitlin Park. Park, the center fielder, with a healthy swing and a miss. Ball gets away, but Michelle Kim was not thinking about running away, and having an opportunity here to possibly advance down to second base. Park, a sophomore, hitting from the right side. She'll lean away. Now the throw is down to second base. That's going to be well wide of the bag. Michelle Kim will steal second base safely, and now the tying run is down at second base with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Park was looking like she was going to go around to offer at it, drew the bat back, and also with that wild pitch, it helps advance the runner down at third base now for Fort Lee. So that's as good as a bunt without even having to sacrifice the out. So now it's a 2-1 count against Caitlin Park, and Michelle Kim has moved all the way down from first to third. Guillen missing wide of the mark to the far side. Now that should be a 3-1 count. As that's going to be outside for ball 4, so Caitlin Park will draw the walk. And now Fort Lee with runners at the corners and nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Trying to plate home their first runs of the afternoon against Raquel Guillen. That brings up the 7th place hitter, first baseman Serena Hopp. Hopp is a freshman. Into the lineup here today, throw down to second base, and it's not going to be in time, so another stolen base for the Bridgemen. Fort Lee running the bases effectively here against Guillen in the bottom of the second inning. They've taken the extra bases, now runners at second and third. Nobody out, 1-0 count against Hopp. That's taken low to the outside corner for a strike, and again, those are the adjustments that hitters for both teams are going to have to make here today. That has been consistently called a strike by the home plate umpire. That pitch off the plate a little too wide. That'll make it 2-1 the count. A walk potentially to Hopp would load the bases. Olivia Hausman waiting on deck. That pitch taken to the outside for a strike outside corner, as you can kind of see. Serena Hopp, the freshman, nodding her head, knowing, all right, you got to understand, got to protect that far side of the plate. Here's the 2-2. Well wide of the plate that time, so the count is run full. It's 3-2 with the runners at second and third. Nobody out. Bottom of the second inning. The rain has subsided a little bit, just more of a mist now. The 3-2 as Hopp tries to jettison that one down to the right side. It goes out foul. Kim led off the inning with a base hit to right field. Caitlin Park followed with a walk. The 3-2. There's a ground ball to that right side. That'll squeak through the infield into the outfield for a base hit. That's going to score 2 on the play. And Fort Lee has taken the lead at 2-1 on a 2-run single by first baseman and freshman Serena Hopp here on Senior Day. Driving in a pair to the right side of the infield, right past the second baseman, Ibrahim, to get that into the outfield for a base hit. Kim easily scored from third base and Park right behind her from second. That brings up Olivia Hausman, the second baseman, and hitting 8th in the lineup here today for Fort Lee. Hausman will ground that to the third base side. The play is made over to second base, not in time to first. The throw gets away. Hausman will make her way down to second base as Hopp was retired after they threw down to second and she was tagged down by the second baseman. So a fielder's choice gets Hausman into scoring position down at second base. Brings up Tori Goris now, the 9th place hitter. She's the designated player here today for Fort Lee. 2-1 lead for the Bridgemen. Garfield led 1-0 after 1, and now the Bridgemen have taken their first lead of the afternoon. There's a comebacker right back to the pitcher as Guillen will make the play over to first, Advancing with the throw down to third base is Hausman, so now there's 2 away with a runner at third and bringing up the leadoff hitter in So Jung-won. One flew out on the first pitch that she saw back in the bottom of the first inning. She flew out to right field. She's 0 for 1 here this afternoon. Off-speed pitch, missed low and outside. Now 1-0 the count. Base hit would bring in the third run of the inning for Fort Lee. They lead 2-1. One takes that one outside and upstairs. It's now 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. There's the outside corner off-speed pitch. 2-1. That'll fall in for a strike. Kim started off the inning with a single. Caitlin Park followed with a walk. Serena Hopp drove in 2 with an RBI, 2-run RBI single. Fort Lee trying to tack on some more. Trying to make it back-to-back wins on the season as well, trying to get their 7th win of the year. A swing and a miss there. Really had So Jung-won fooled in that time. Ginn trying to get out of the inning. And that's going to be strike 3 called. It was a 3-2 count, and again, generous strike zone, especially to the outside corner. Batters beware, you have to swing here today. So, Fort Lee puts up 2 runs on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. They'll head to the top of the third here on Fort Lee's Senior Day. A freshman striking for the 2-run single. It's Serena Hopp staking her team out to a 2-1 advantage. So now Michelle Kim will work with a lead for the first time this afternoon, as she'll head back to the circle after a couple of warm-up tosses to get us underway for the start of inning number 3 here at Fort Lee. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, glad that you could join us alongside our camera operators who are braving the mist and the different types of rain here today. Renee Matisic, Maria Giannatazio, and we're all glad that you could join us here for Fort Lee Softball on Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel and bring you all of the action throughout the entire school year in the fall, winter, and now spring seasons, as Fort Lee is trying to win their 4th game at home this year, taking on Garfield for the first time since 2013. Evening the count that time with a strike is Michelle Kim going against her pitching counterpart, Raquel Guillen. Her second plate appearance, she grounded out to third base back in the first inning. As Kim missing high of the mark there, it's now 2-1. First 2 innings, Michelle Kim has allowed 1 run on 3 hits and struck out 2. Has not walked a batter. Another ground out down to the third base side. The throw in time and a nice stretch again by Hopp. Hopp using that height advantage to secure a high throw by 1. But a nice job of cleaning things up down at first base, and now there's 1 away. Second time that Guillen is grounded out down to third base here this afternoon. That'll bring up Seneda Rodriguez, the left fielder. Rodriguez fouls that one out of the glove. 0-1 against her. Rodriguez had a base hit to left field that fell in just in front of Lapino, the left fielder here today. Rodriguez would eventually come around to score on the RBI ground out by Samantha Boren. That gave Garfield a 1-0 lead at that point in the game. Pitch missing low. It's now 1-1. Garfield coming into today's play trying to snap a 6-game losing streak on the season. Here's a pop-up to the right side. Hop ranging over in foul territory right near the fans assembled down the first base side. Could not make the play, so it goes for a harmless foul ball, 1-2. The Boilermakers winless on the road, 0-9, and their 3 wins this season have come all at home against Mary Help of Christians, Manchester Regional, and Lodi. All 3 opponents in the NJIC Colonial Division. The 1-2 popped up to the top of the back cage by Rodriguez, so once again it's going to be a 1-2 count against the left fielder. Garfield will close out their season next Wednesday at Fairlawn and will overall finish their season with 5 consecutive road games. 1-2, fooled badly that time. Out in front, strike 3 swinging. Michelle Kim doing a good job of changing up the speed. Having Rodriguez well out in front, she was expecting fastball, got off speed instead. 3rd strikeout of the afternoon now for Michelle Kim, and there's 2 away with no one on base. Kim trying to retire the side in order for the first time here today. First ball swinging, that's going to be a deep shot to left field, but over to make the play is Lapino for the 3rd and final out of the inning. So Taylor Peterson, who had a double back in her first plate appearance in the first inning, drove it deep to left field, but Francesca Lapino did a good job of ranging back to make the easy play. So Michelle Kim retires Garfield in order, 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 3rd here in rainy Fort Lee with the Bridgmen on top of Garfield by a score of 2-1. Heart of the order due up here to begin inning number 3 in the bottom of the 3rd for Fort Lee. Rachel Hum, Luciana Casal, and Avalie Castillo, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the lineup, going against Guillen for a second time as Guillen bounces that one to the plate, 1-0 the count. Fort Lee snapped a 3-game losing streak with their win yesterday against Manchester Regional, trying to make it 2 in a row here today, as Guillen will be the recipient of that low pitch to the outside. Fort Lee has yet to put together back-to-back wins this season. Pitch missed low to the inside this time for a ball to make it 2-1. And it's kind of been funny where, again, statistics kind of show you the ebbs and flows of a season. This year, when Fort Lee has won, they have won decisively with their offense. A swing and a miss by Hum. Lets her hand off the bat that time, trying to chase that low offering. In their 6 wins this season, the Bridgmen have scored double digits in every win and have averaged 16.2 runs per game, as that one is grounded to the third base side. Then, obviously, when you look at the 10 losses, Fort Lee has just not been able to produce the same amount of offensive production in those games. It's been a feast or famine type season here for the Bridgmen. as that's going to be a ground ball handled by the shortstop, and over in time, Peterson with the 6-3 ground out. So Hum is retired here on senior day. That'll bring up Luciana Casal, another fellow senior, who is 1 for 1 with a double in this game. She was stranded down at second base back in the first inning. Good ground ball pickup there by Peterson, playing it short. Here's Casal trying to line it, and does over the second base side. That's going to go into center field, and Luciana Casal is now a perfect 2 for 2 here on her senior day. And it's a 1-out base runner for Fort Lee beginning the bottom of the third inning. Casal roped her first hit down the left field line for a double, that time slashing it to the second base side into right center field. Casal 2 for 2. Evelise Castillo taking that one low for a ball. Now 1-0. Casal's second hit of the game also happened to be the fourth hit of the afternoon for her team. Here's a ground ball over to the second base side. Play not going to be made in time. Castillo gets over safely, beating the throw. Castillo with the infield single. So Castillo gets safely after it looked like it was going to be a double play opportunity. Casal was retired, and now there's 2 away with Castillo taking down at first base. They'll try to run immediately. The throw down to second base was in time, but the throw was dropped by Peterson, so Castillo will make her way down to second base. Aggressive base running with 2 outs in the inning. So my correction, I thought that it squeaked by the second baseman initially and would have been runners at first and second, but I was deceived by my own eyes. Nice play was made by Ibrahim to get the play down to second base to retire Casal, and Castillo prevented the ground ball double play with her hustle down the line. She steals second base, so she's in scoring position here for Michelle Kim. Kim had a base hit. Dribbles that one back to the pitcher, and Guillen will get out of the inning unscathed as she retires the side with a 1-3 putout. So she allowed a single to Luciana Casal, but then hunkers down with a couple of ground ball outs, all 3 outs of ground ball variety there in the bottom of the third inning. It remains a 2-1 lead for Fort Lee as we head to the top of the fourth inning here on YouTube. We move to the top of the fourth inning. Again, if you're just joining us, this game started about a half an hour later than expected for a 4:15 opening pitch due to Garfield arriving a little later than expected. But we are moving right along here as we get to the top of the fourth inning. Only 3 runs total on the board. Good pitching so far between Michelle Kim and Raquel Guillen. Samantha Boren will step in. Boren, the first baseman, had an RBI ground out to third base in her first plate appearance back in the first inning. She staked her team out to an initial 1-0 lead in this game. As that pitch is going to miss low for a ball, 1-0. Kim has retired the last 4 hitters in order in this game. Boren will pop that one up to the left side and hook in foul territory, as she was trying to chase down possibly an extra base hit down the left field line. Each team with one double apiece. 3 hits this afternoon for Garfield. The 1-1. Kim missing low. It's now 2-1. Garfield 1 run on 3 hits so far in this game. Fort Lee 2 runs on 4 hits. 2-1. Also missing low again from Kim. It's now run the count at 3-1. Boren trying to get on safely to begin this top of the 4th inning as the leadoff hitter. Michelle Kim has yet to walk a batter so far in this game. Here's the 3-1. That one is popped up, and ranging over to make the play is Casal at short. So battling back after initially falling behind 3-1, Kim delivers that pitch and induces the pop-up to her shortstop. Boren is retired for the second time, and now there's one out with no one on here at the top of the 4th inning. That'll bring up number 10, Jade Rodriguez. Rodriguez dropping down a bunt to the third base side. A beautifully executed bunt at that. There was no chance once Kim got to the ball to try to throw her out. So Rodriguez drops down the bunt. She's 1 for 2 this afternoon, and now there's a runner on first with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Ibrahim also trying her luck at a bunt. Instead, she fouls that one off of home plate. 0-1 the count against the second baseman. Jelena Ibrahim grounded out back to Kim in the circle. 0-1 back in the second inning. Again, squares around to bunt, drops down the bunt down the third base side. And that will roll foul, not allowing Rodriguez to get down to second base. So now there's 2 strikes against Ibrahim. We'll see if the bunt's going to still be on, because again, a bunt with 2 strikes going into foul territory would create the strikeout. Here's the 0-2. That one's going to be a pop-up. Handled by the center fielder Park. And now there's 2 away with the runner still down at first base for Garfield. So Ibrahim flies out to center field. That'll bring up now the right fielder, Amber Back-Beltre. Back-Beltre struck out swinging in her previous plate appearance. She'll pop that one up in foul territory, and Serena Hop comes over just in front of the fence to make the putout for the 3rd and final out of the 4th inning. So Kim gives up a bunt single to Jade Rodriguez, but then hunkers down and gets a couple of pop-ups to her infielders and 1 fly out to center. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Fort Lee still in front by a score of 2-1 over Garfield here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, leading off is Caitlin Park. As Park will drop down the bunt herself, try to test Guillen out of the circle, and Park will be in safe at first base. So after taking that first pitch for a strike, Park, a little taste of their own medicine for Garfield. They drop down the bunt, and Caitlin Park, the center fielder, is on base safely for the second time in this game with a walk and now an infield single. That brings up Serena Hopp. Hopp drove in 2 runs with a 2-run single her last time up. The second base side. Taken off the plate to the far side. There's a skip down to second base, not in time. Another stolen base, an aggressive base running day here for the Bridgemen. As Fort Lee will swipe second base. Now Park in running position. It's a 1-0 count against Hopp. Hopp gets that one fouled off for a piece. So correction, they called that first pitch a strike, so instead of 1-1, it's 0-2 the count. Again, 2 strikes on that first pitch of the at-bat that was in the outside corner that allowed Park to steal second base. Hopp trying to go the other way with it down the right field line, but fouls it off. So it remains 0-2. Serena Hopp has been the difference so far in this game, not only at the plate with her bat, but also making a couple of splendid plays on defense at first base. That time, that wild pitch got away from the pitcher, Guillen. That had no chance of going straight towards the catcher. She had a big smirk on her face as she gets back the ball, saying and blaming the perspiration on the ball. Now Hopp with a runner down at third base will line that one down the right field line, but foul. So even a simple ground ball could get a run in for Fort Lee and extend their lead to maybe 2 runs. They lead 2-1 right now. So the catcher was helping out her pitcher and getting a new softball to her pitcher. As the home plate umpire, I think, is kind of discussing with the catcher of how to go about asking quicker to speed up the game. The 1-2. Outside corner, just a little too far off the edge. No strike 3 looking there for Raquel Guillen. As Serena Hopp trying to deliver here with a runner at third and nobody out in the bottom of the 4th. She has to scoot out of the way, gets by her. Goes to the backstop, but not far enough that Caitlin Park would think about scoring on the wild pitch down from third base. So the freshman first baseman now with a full count in front of her, the 3-2. And Hopp will line that one for an RBI single. She has driven in all 3 Fort Lee runs here this afternoon. Serena Hopp with another RBI, give her 3 on the day. And Fort Lee now stretches their lead to 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th, still with nobody out. And because that ball got away and out of play after the throw was down to the first base side, that's going to allow Serena Hopp to move into scoring position down at second base. So a single drives in the 3rd run and an error. Now Olivia Hausman batting. Hausman will take that one for a strike well off the outside corner of the plate. 0-1 the count. That one hit right back to the pitcher. She'll make the play down to third base and will retire Serena Hopp, who was trying to advance on that ground ball. Did not freeze in the play, and Guillen turned around quickly, threw it down to her third baseman. Riveros made the play, and Serena Hopp is retired, so a fielder's choice for Olivia Hausman has her down at first with 1 out in the inning. That brings up the 9th place hitter, Tori Goris, designated player here today. Goris takes that one outside, 1-0. Goris grounded out back to the pitcher back in the 2nd inning, 0-for-1. Goris just getting a piece of that one. So all 3 runs so far in this game for Fort Lee have been driven in by their freshman first baseman, Serena Hopp. Had a 2-run single back of the 2nd inning, had an RBI single here in the 4th, and has stretched her team's lead out to now 3-1. There's a ground ball right to the right side. The shortstop tried to make the play, but the first baseman, Barron, could not collect it. Peterson had ranged over after that ball just squirted by the pitcher, as Guillen was trying to be able to make a play on it, but could not. Her shortstop, who had been shorthanded earlier on in this game, made the throw over to first, but the first baseman could not make that play. Boren could not make the handle, got away from her, and also then allowed Goris to head down to second base. So an error against the shortstop now has Fort Lee in business here. Runners at second and third with one out in the bottom of the fourth inning. And a strike against Sojung Won. One is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Flew out to right field, also struck out looking back in the second. Raquel Guillen with 2 strikeouts in the game. Always trying to test the limits and see how far that strike zone may expand. Missing on the outer edge that time. It's now 1-1. 1 run already home here for Fort Lee in their home bottom of the fourth. Again, missing to the outside. That goes all the way to the backstop. Fort Lee will score on the wild pitch. Olivia Hausman aggressively takes that opportunity to score from third on the wild pitch. Now 2 runs home in the inning. And the lead runner now moves down to third base here with only 1 out in the inning. Great job of paying attention was Hausman, of seeing how far away that got away and being aggressive, trying her luck to score from third on a wild pitch that went to the backstop, and the throw not able to get her in time. So Hausman, with good base running, scores the run. 4-1 advantage now for Fort Lee. One trying to maybe take it to the opposite side, fouls that one out of play. Now a full count, 3-2. So Hausman scores. Goris down at third. Here for the leadoff hitter, Sojung Won. Trying to get into the scoring act here on her senior day. 3-2, bounce in the dirt. That's going to be ball 4. Got away from the catcher, now trying to score. A play at the plate, and it looks like safe is the call. A collision had ensued between Lauren Cardenas, the catcher. It was going to be ball 4 anyway. But Cardenas was trying to then get the loose ball and make a play, but deemed to be safe at home plate. Now that one gets away from Guillen. And Sojung Won, who had just earned that walk, will venture down to second base. As Fort Lee has put together a 3-run inning here in the bottom of the fourth inning to take a 5-1 lead. So Hausman scored on a wild pitch, and now Tori Goris has scored on a wild pitch, and looks like a meeting of the minds now in the circle with the pitching coach for Garfield out to try to settle down his pitcher, and Raquel Guillen. Guillen has run wild a little bit here in this inning. Caitlin Park started it all off with a bunt single, then Serena Hopp followed after Park had stolen second and then advanced to third on a wild pitch. Park was driven in on an RBI single by Serena Hopp. Olivia Hausman grounded into a fielder's choice. She would come around to score eventually on a wild pitch, and Tori Goris, who reached on an error by the shortstop Peterson, she would also come in on a wild pitch. 6 hits in the game here for Garfield, for Fort Lee, As it looks like there might be some changes being made here for Garfield as well. Couldn't tell if there was an injury of some sort or what was transpiring, but changes being made, and we'll be back to play here. And still Guillen doing the pitching. As you can see, the home plate umpire with the lineup card also trying to see what type of changes are being made. With one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning, 3 runs already home for the home Bridgemen, who have stretched their lead now to 5-1, and a runner still down at second base in the form of Sojung Won. 2 singles, an error, and a walk have led to 3 runs so far in this inning. And a couple of wild pitches as well. So it looks like it's going to be a new catcher in the game for Garfield. So Cardenas' day is done. So new backstop behind home plate. And now Rachel Hum is going to be the batter that's going to be due up here for Fort Lee. So Raquel Guillen's warm-up tosses are complete with the new catcher behind home plate for Garfield. It's a 1-0 count against Hum. That pitch is low, blocked though in front. Throw down to third. And it's not going to be in time. So advancing on that low pitch in the dirt, Fort Lee, as they've shown an ability to do throughout this season, just being aggressive, getting those extra bases throughout the course of a game that could lead to a pileup of runs as we've seen so far in this game. The 2-0. Ground ball. Guillen was not able to get to it, and then another throw from the shortstop gets away from the first baseman. The run was going to score anyway with one run in the inning, but again, the wild throw, another error against the shortstop means another runner down to second base. 6 runs in this game now for Fort Lee, 4 of which coming here in the bottom of the 4th inning, as they've increased their lead to 6-1. At the very least, that should have been the second out of the inning for the Boilermakers. Could not hold on to that throw from the shortstop Peterson. Here's Casal, who's 2 for 2 this afternoon for Fort Lee. Had a double back in the first inning, a single in the third. Ahead of the count, 2-0 against Guillen as well. So a couple of wild pitches, a couple of errors really hurting Garfield defensively. A swing and a miss from Casal. She's upset with herself after she was chasing after that one. Rachel Hum standing down at second base, with again only 1 out of the inning, that being the fielder's choice by Hausman. The 2-1. Casal fouled it straight back, now evens the count at 2-2. Fort Lee trying to win for the second consecutive time. That would be the first time this season that they've won back-to-back games. Garfield is trying to snap a 6-game losing streak on the season and collect their 4th win of the year. The 2-2. Casal grounds that one down to the shortstop, but again, not able to make the play. That was a low throw, and that's going to allow Fort Lee to score another run as Rachel Hum will come across home plate. Casal will venture her way down to second base on the error. It's been a tough inning here for Garfield. It's now a 7-1 lead for Fort Lee. That was going to be a tough play no matter what. It was going to be a bang-bang play if it was fielded cleanly, as that's going to be a strike against Castillo. So Rachel Hum came around to score. With the throwing error, Casal gets all the way down to second base. Castillo trying to fly that one down the right field line, as that will simply go out for, looks like an out on the play. My apologies. Obviously, when we do these softball games, we do them remotely from the Fort Lee Gymnasium because there is no press box to speak of here at the softball field. So we're doing this remotely, and sometimes we're blind ourselves in spots, and that was a case there that I thought that was going to be a foul ball down the right field line. Instead, it was a pop-up in foul territory to the first base side. So the second out of the inning for Fort Lee. Brings up Michelle Kim, the 9th hitter of the inning. Kim nearly hit, has to back off the plate a bit. Caitlin Park started off this inning. She's waiting on deck. Casal still standing down at second. 7-1 lead now here for Fort Lee. There's a ground ball. Handled by the second baseman that time and flipping over, Ibrahim getting it to the first base side, and that will end the inning. But not before Fort Lee strikes for 7 runs in that inning, and they increase a 2-1 advantage to now a 7-1 lead as we head to the top of the 5th inning here on Senior Day as you're watching Fort Lee Bridgman softball. With still a little bit of a misting of rain coming down here, nothing to mar this game so far for Fort Lee. The Bridgmen have been impressive. They've been making the most out of some extra outs that they've been given by the defense here today for Garfield. A couple of unearned runs in that last inning. A 5-spot hung on the board at the bottom of the 4th inning, and now Fort Lee rocking and rolling to a 7-1 advantage as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Michelle Kim surrendered 1 run in the first inning. She has put up 3 consecutive scoreless innings since at a swing and a miss by Tyson. Tanya Tyson, the designated player, who's now playing out in the outfield after a couple of wholesale changes in that last inning for Garfield. Badly fooled at that time. Kind of an excuse me swing. She's yelling into her own hand as now it's an 0-2 count against Tyson. Tyson had a single her last time up in the second inning. 1 for 1. As Castillo could not frame that pitch in the dirt. Now 1-2 the count. Another low pitch. Castillo blocking that one. Kim has allowed 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 3 so far in this game, has not walked a hitter. The 2-2 to Tyson. That's low again. It's a full count, 3-2. So Michelle Kim was ahead of the count against Tyson 0-2, but 3 straight outside the strike zone. Has loaded this count up, and it's now going to be ball 4. So a leadoff walk surrendered by Kim. She was ahead of the count 0-2. She's frustrated with herself as she slams the softball into her glove. She was trying to get that low strike, but each and every time missed 4 consecutive pitches low and outside. So Tyson is on base safely for the second time in this game and has earned the first walk of the game. As that is going to be a base hit for Garfield, and now the first 2 Boilermakers have reached base safely to start the top of the 5th inning. As Riveros, the third baseman, sending that one to the right side for a base hit. 5th hit of the game now for Garfield. Now we go back to the top of the order, and the pitcher, Raquel Guillen. Guillen has dropped down the bunts, trying to sacrifice, throw over to first in time. So the sacrifice bunt was successful for Guillen. 1 out of the inning, and the runners moved down to second and third base. I don't know if Guillen was going for the sacrifice or just trying to also try her luck at getting an infield single, as we've seen a bunt single earlier on in this game. Nice job again by Hop of making that play down at first base. 1 out, runners at second and third for Zenaida Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 1 for 2 at a single back in the first inning, struck out swinging in the third. Swings through that one, got a foul tip as well as that got behind the catcher and the home plate umpire. Garfield with 2 runners in scoring position here, trying to claw their way back. It's a 7-1 deficit for the Boilermakers. They led this game 1-0. It's been 7 unanswered runs by Fort Lee in this contest, but threatening after getting the first 2 runners on here. The 1-1 with 1 out. That pitch taken high for a ball, 2-1 the count. Rodriguez again got that first hit of the game, a shallow hit to left field, then struck out in her last plate appearance in the 3rd inning. The 2-1. That one is lined foul to the left side, and now it's going to be a 2-2 count against the left fielder Rodriguez. Taylor Peterson, the shortstop, waiting on deck next for Garfield. Peterson had that double that she collected back in the 2nd inning, and based on the errors that she committed in that last inning, she would love to get a chance to make amends here at the plate. Pitch missing to the outside, and that's going to be ball 4. So now, oh no, it's not going to be ball 4, as the hitter was trying to make her way down to first base, and she's going to have to be called back by the home plate umpire to tell her what the count actually is. So it looks like it's a full count right now, the way that he was putting up his fingers. So now we do it again. It's going to be popped up right into the back of the cage for another foul ball. So Rodriguez was a little too anxious to get down to first base. She thought she had earned the walk already. A walk would load the bases here for Garfield, as they're trying to mount the comeback. Rodriguez wasting off another delivery from Michelle Kim. We do it again. This time it's popped up deep to left field. Lapito trying to chase back after it. That continues to roll all its way down. That it's going to bring home a couple of runs for Garfield. That's going to plate 2 on a double by Zenaida Rodriguez, a left fielder. She crushed one to deep left field. Lapino was trying to track it down. It's a ground rule double after Rodriguez was trying to make her way safely into third base. The umpires told her to go back, but she scores twice and plates in 2, I should say, and it's a 2-run double. Now Peterson pops it up over to the first base side, and making the play is Hausman over in foul territory. So another foul out on the play, and now there's 2 outs in the inning. Second double of the game for Garfield, this time again courtesy of Zenaida Rodriguez. Rodriguez drives in 2, the first runs for Garfield since the first inning. Lead is down to 4. Here's a ground ball by Boren, goes foul down the third base side. So Tyson, who drew a leadoff walk, and then Riveros, who got a base hit, both scored on that double by Rodriguez. Kim trying to limit the damage to only 2 runs in the inning. There's a swing and a miss by Boren, who's talking to herself after chasing that pitch that would have been ball 2. Instead, it's strike 2, 1-2 the count. That's going to be strike 3 looking. That was right down Broadway, as Michelle Kim will produce her 4th strikeout of the game. She surrenders 2 runs on the 2-run double by Rodriguez, but her team still leads by 4, 7-3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Fort Lee. So an immediate response by Garfield after surrendering 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. They played across 2 runs in the top of the 5th to pull back now to 4 runs in this game. It's a 7-3 lead for Fort Lee as the Bridgemen get ready to bat here in the bottom of the home 5th inning. Garfield led this game 1-0 after the 1st inning. Fort Lee then would take the lead for the first time with 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning to take a 2-1 advantage. It remained 2-1 before we went to the 4th inning. And at the bottom of the 4th inning, that's where the 5-run inning exploded this game. Fort Lee taking advantage of a lot of defensive miscues in the field for Garfield. Took a 7-1 lead into the top of the 5th, and then the Boilermakers carving out 2 runs on a 2-run double by their left fielder, Rodriguez. Caitlin Park leading things off in the bottom of the 5th inning. She led off the inning in the bottom of the 4th with a sack with a infield bunt that got her going, as she will now drive that one deep to right field. That's going to go all the way for what should be a double. A little power display there by Caitlin Park. No chance of making the play out in right field for Garfield, as that was lined over the right fielder's head for a ground rule double. So Caitlin Park, the center fielder, has reached base safely in all 3 plate appearances today. Drew a walk in the 2nd inning, had the bunt single in the 4th, and now a double to start off the 5th. That brings up Serena Hopp. Hopp is 2 for 2 today with 3 RBIs. Jammed inside with that pitch, moved off the plate, 1-0. Seventh hit of the day now for Fort Lee on the double by Park to start off the bottom of the inning. Hopp again has to scoot out of the way. It's now 2-0 the count. Hopp had a 2-run single in the 2nd inning and a RBI single in the 4th inning. The 2-0s, Serena Hopp going with it, grounds it down to 2nd base. She will at least move the runner down to 3rd now with 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So a productive out nonetheless for Serena Hopp. That'll bring up the 2nd baseman, Olivia Hausman. Hausman is hit into a pair of fielder's choices. Came around to score in the last inning, though, as that pitch missed to the outside, 1-0. Framing that outside corner for a strike that time. Now even the count at 1-1. Looks like Zenaida Rodriguez is doing the catching now after she had started the game off in left field. So these are these changes that have been made. It is number 15 in black and purple. So Rodriguez, who just delivered the 2-run double in the top of the inning, was that substitute who came in as the catcher in the last inning. There's going to be a pop-up to 2nd base, and making the play is Ibrahim, and now there's 2 away in the inning. With the runner still down at 3rd base, that wasn't deep enough to score the runner. As that'll bring up Tori Goris. Goris reached courtesy of the throwing error by Peterson in the last inning, came around to eventually score. Also grounded out back to the pitcher. Ground ball down to 3rd base, and Garfield will field it. And despite having a leadoff double by Caitlin Park, she is stranded down at 3rd base. And Raquel Guillen does a nice job of pitching out of trouble there. She puts up another 0 on the board. We head to the top of the 6th inning. 7-3 your lead for Fort Lee. So we head to the top of the sixth inning. It is a 7-3 lead for Fort Lee. Fort Lee trying to win for the fourth time this season here at home. They're 3-3 so far this year. And also trying to make it 2 straight wins on the season for the first time this year in 2022. Faking with the bunt, but pulling it back. That pitch is going to be taken high for a ball by Jade Rodriguez, number 10. Jade Rodriguez had started this game in center field. She's been moved around in the outfield, as we saw back Beltre is now the center fielder. 1-1 the count. Jade Rodriguez struck out back in the first inning, had an infield bunt single in the fourth inning. She's 1 for 2 this afternoon. Tries to drop down the bunt again. It was fielded cleanly, but off of a foul ball by Castillo, the catcher. 1-2 now the count against Rodriguez. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up here in the top of the sixth inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Michelle Kim fans her 5th batter of the game, and the leadoff hitter is retired to begin the top of the sixth inning. 1 away with no one on base. Jolena Ibrahim, the second baseman, steps in with that curveball missing to the outside for a ball, 1-0. Ibrahim is 0 for 2 this afternoon, grounded back to Kim, the pitcher, in the second inning. Also flew out to center field her last time up. That is a dribbler that gets by both the catcher and the umpire, going through both pairs of legs, and now it's a 2-0 count against Ibrahim. Also missing inside, as now it's a 3-0 count. You can see the catcher Castillo getting crossed up by the pitcher Kim as well. And that's going to be ball 4, so she loses Ibrahim to a 4-pitch walk. With a 4-run lead, that's the no-no. If you're a pitcher and you're working with the lead, you just want to throw strikes in this one and also play to your defense. So Michelle Kim, when she has lost her 2 walks in this game, they have come on pitches that have missed low. She fires that one dead red right down the middle for a strike to get ahead of the count against Amber Back Beltre. Back Beltre struck out back in the second inning, fouled out to first base, her last time up in the fourth. Looked like that one missed high. Had been called a strike for the majority of this game. Kind of a surprise there. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Back Beltre, and now it's 1-2 the count. Rain has subsided here in Fort Lee. It's been a cloudy and even at points sunny afternoon, as that one is going to be sent on a line drive over to the right field side, and that's going to be an out. And they're going to say, what, a double play on the play? It looks like that might be the case. A double play ends the inning, so it was a line drive by Back Beltre, handled in right field by Hum, and Rachel Hum then got that second out. So base running mistake by Garfield. Wastes an opportunity with a 1-out base runner. It turns into a line drive double play. We head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Fort Lee on top of Garfield, 7-3 here on Fort Lee Senior Day. So a line drive double play ended that top of the sixth inning, as it looked like Ibrahim had thought that possibly was going to fall for a base hit. Instead, it was caught on the line drive by Hum, who then threw to Hop down at first base after Ibrahim had left. So a double play now brings us to the bottom of the 6th inning. First ball swinging and grounds down to the third base side, and that's going to be an out on the play as So Jung Won is retired. 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Rachel Hum now stepping in. Hum has grounded out a couple times in this game, also reached courtesy of a throwing error from the shortstop her last time up in the 4th inning. She grounded out back to second base in the 1st inning, grounded out to short in the 3rd. There's a strike call, 1-1 the count. Raquel Guillen has given up 7 runs on 7 hits, but not all of them earned in this game. Swing and a miss. Fooled Hum that time as she went fishing for that one low in the dirt. She has only walked 2 batters herself and has not been helped out by her defense in that critical 5-run 4th inning. 1-2, and that time that actually hit into Hum. She will be awarded first base, so Rachel Hum on senior day gets plunked. She was behind in the count 1-2. Guillen lost control of that pitch as it hit into the shin of Rachel Hum. First hit batter of the game. That'll bring up Luciana Casal. Luciana Casal with a double in the 1st inning, a single in the 3rd, and reached safely on an error her last time up in the 4th. She has been on base all 3 times in this game. So Jung Won, Rachel Hum, Luciana Casal, part of this senior class, honored by the Fort Lee faithful before today's game. There's Casal. She's roping that one deep to left field. That's going to continue to roll. Casal makes her turn around third. She is being sent home. She's going to look for the inside the park home run here on senior day. A 2-run homer for Luciana Casal. And Fort Lee has extended their lead now to 9-3. That had the elevation on it. As soon as that one was hit deep and got past the left fielder, that was just going to continue to roll, and Casal secures the 2-run homer here on senior day. What a performance for Casal. 3 hits in 4 plate appearances and reached base safely all 4 times. So Casal drives in 2 more, and now Castillo is the batter. First home run of the game for either team. Castillo takes that one again off the plate for a strike, now 1-2. Ava Lee Castillo struck out looking in the 1st, hit into a fielder's choice in the 3rd, fouled out to first base in the 4th. And Castillo will rope that one for extra bases down the right field line. That will go as a ground rule double, though, rather than that opportunity that scored Casal on the inside the park home run. But Castillo will get her first hit of the day. 3rd double of the afternoon now for Fort Lee. As the Bridgemen have plated home 9 runs on 9 hits in this game. Now it's Michelle Kim. 6-run advantage for Fort Lee. Bridgemen looking for their 7th win of the season. Michelle Kim had a single back in the 2nd inning, and a couple ground outs in the 3rd and 4th. She's 1 for 3 this afternoon. Kim goes chasing at that one. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 runs home on the 2-run inside the park home run by Luciana Casal. That's a grounder down to the third base side. Put out is completed. Now there's 2 outs in the inning. Castillo will head down to third base after the ground out to third by Michelle Kim. That'll bring up Caitlin Park. Park has reached base safely all 3 times in this game. Drew a walk in the second, bunt single in the fourth, and then a double her last time up in the fifth. Swings and misses through that one. Big cheeky smile and grin by Caitlin Park. Park was thinking home run herself there with that mighty cut. The sophomore standing in from the right side. She has to chase out of the way. Did she get hit on the pitch? She did. She doesn't look worse for wear, as Guillen has had a couple of pitches get out of her hand awkwardly here in this inning. So she has hit 2 batters, and now it's runners at the corners with still only 2 outs. So Rachel Hum was hit by a pitch almost in the same area of the right leg, and now Caitlin Park hit by a pitch. Brings up Serena Hopp. Looks like a pinch runner is being sent in for Fort Lee to run for Caitlin Park, who was just hit by the pitch. Here's Serena Hopp, 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs on the afternoon. Ground ball, too short. They go the short way with the force out at second base, and that will end the inning. But Fort Lee puts together 2 more runs in this game, courtesy of the 2-run home run by Luciana Casal, the senior on senior day, making it happen. She has collected 3 hits in this game, and her team now 3 outs away from procuring back-to-back wins for the first time this season. We head to the 7th, 9-3, Fort Lee on top. Top of the 7th we go, as Garfield looking to rally here, but down 6 runs down to their final 3 outs. It'll be Tanya Tyson leading off the inning. She lit off the 5th inning and came around to eventually score on the 2-run double by Zenaida Rodriguez. Michelle Kim trying to go the distance here and procure a victory. It'll be back-to-back wins for Fort Lee against NJIC opponents. Swing and a miss by Tyson. Now evens the count at 1-1. Fort Lee will play another game here at home to close out their season on Monday against Riverdale. Bergen County Power. There's a strike for Kim. It's now 1-2 the count against Tyson. Garfield, on the other hand, will travel to Fairlawn next Wednesday to conclude their 2022 spring season. 1-2, missing low, as you can see on your screen. The rain starting to fall again as we close out our afternoon of softball, and we thank you all for tuning in to the softball coverage this entire spring season. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, as Michelle Kim will retire Tanya Tyson for the first time this afternoon, and now there's 1 away. 6th strikeout of the game for Michelle Kim. This will be our final softball broadcast of the season, as a boys baseball game will also be going on Monday. Weather permitting, of course, as that one missed high outside the strike zone, 1-0 against Zenaida Riveros. Riveros 1 for 2 with a single her last time up in the 5th. Riveros fouls that off herself. It's now 1-1. But we thank you for your support of all these great student athletes, certainly from Fort Lee, but all the opposing teams that have come here to Fort Lee to play the Bridgman this season. And it's always been a thrill to have our opportunity to shine a light brightly on these student athletes. Ground ball to Hop, tries to get it over in time to first base, but legging it out for that infield single. Good hustle play by Riveros, the third baseman, running down the line all the way despite her team being down by 6. Hop was a little slow getting to the ball, and then when she tried the underhand throw, it was just not in time. So Riveros with her second hit of the day. Now it's going to be a ground ball down to the shortstop, Casal. Over in time. Hop stayed on the bag. Runner will advance down to second base, but now Garfield is down to their final out of the game after the 6-3 putout against Raquel Guillen. But again, thank you to our camera operators throughout this season. Maria Giannatasio, Renee Matisic, Andrew Park, who has worked for us at times. Dimitri Nanis running the show all here as we remotely do things from the Fort Lee Gymnasium just behind the field. Here's going to be a ground ball. Could this be the final out of the game? It was going to be a tough play for Sojung Wong. She just fielded it, decided not to throw. As now it's going to be runners at the corners. First and third with 2 outs in the game. So Zenaida Rodriguez was able to reach base safely for a third time, third hit of the game, that time an infield single for Rodriguez. And that'll bring up a pinch hitter here in Emily Holtz, number 18. Stealing and heading down to second base was Rodriguez. So now runners at second and third, defensive indifference on that play. First at bat for Holt in this game, hitting for Taylor Peterson, who had started the game at short, but had been subbed out after Garfield was making those wholesale changes back in the 4th inning. 1-1. Swing and a miss, and now Garfield down to their final strike. Michelle Kim has allowed 3 runs total in this game. 1 run in the first, 2 in the 5th. Trying to finish this one off without surrendering anymore. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 looking, and that's your ball game. Michelle Kim strikes out 7 in the win here on Senior Day as the Fort Lee Bridgmen will produce their 4th win of the season here at home, go to 4-3 overall in their home games. And for the first time this season, they put together back-to-back wins as they outlast Garfield by a final score of 9-3. With the victory, Fort Lee will improve to 7-10 on the season. With the defeat, Garfield will fall to 3-14 on the year. Again, Garfield will conclude their regular season on the road at Fairlawn, taking on the Cutters next weekend, while Fort Lee will next be back in action to take on and host the Golden Hawks of Riverdale here on Monday, May 16th. Again, we will be broadcasting the boys' baseball game, weather permitting, against Pascack Hills that day. So this will put a bow on our broadcast coverage this spring of the home slate of softball games here for Fort Lee. Thank you so much, fans, for tuning in and supporting these great student athletes throughout the entire spring season. We appreciate it, and we know that they do as well. So again, for our outstanding softball broadcast crew here at Fort Lee, Renee Matisic, Maria Giannatasio, and Dimitri Nanis, I'm Dan Long saying so long, and thanks for supporting and watching Fort Lee Bridgman softball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.